Friday briefing. Thank you very much for staying with us. Now we're about to learn proper pronunciation, specifically from Willice, the word master. Allow me to just introduce him to you. Willice, I trust you're well. Over to you.
Well, it's that time when we get down to good English pronunciations, and I am talking about RP. That is the standard form of British pronunciation based on educated speech and its approximations. Now, our collections of the week are right here, and the first one is a verb, and it's a word that means to make a mistake, and it's in fact tricky, but maybe you can handle it. Can you try? This word is pronounced like to is human. Maybe for those who are inclined to American English, you may hear of but please, in British pronunciation, you simply say to is human. Let us go to our second word, and our second word is right here. It's a noun, and the noun means the study of what has caused something or why something is the way it is. It may be a story also explaining why something is the way it is. Now, you say etiology. Don't say etiology and don't say etiology. Etiology is the right way to pronounce the word. Let's get to our next word, and it's fairly common, but the tricky part of it, the tricky part is the first syllable. But you say exhaustion, just like you say combustion, congestion, digestion, and suggestion. So this one is exhaustion, fairly tricky. Let's get to our next word, which is a verb, and it's right here. This word is pronounced flourish. That is to thrive or succeed in developing quickly. To flourish. Commonly, we hear of flourish, but avoid that. It's flourish. Now, let's get to our next word, which is a conjunction, and this one is tricky because many people say what our eyes see. That is the letter sequence. But the right pronunciation of this word is, you say, I know somebody somewhere is trying to say this word, but please, the pronunciation is albeit. It means even though, just like you can say, she tried her best in the race, albeit unsuccessfully, albeit, not albeit that we commonly use locally. Now, our next word is that word that many people always ask us about on Mind Your Language. But sometimes, we can't repeat so much. But for tonight, those who sent it in, please just listen to this. You say diarrhea. Don't say diarrhea. Diarrhea, no. You say dia, then ria, diarrhea. That is the right way to pronounce that word. Let's get to our next word, tricky towards the end. Now, this one refers to that strong, hard plastic material used to make cups or sometimes to cover surfaces. And this word, please, don't say melamine. Melamine, very common, but please avoid that. The terminal part, that is the ending, takes the sounding mean. Melamine. Avoid melamine. Tricky. Now, let's get to the next one, and this one is a noun. It means, a piece of news that is unexpected and also unpleasant. So, what you don't say is bombshell. Bombshell, no. You say bombshell. Bombshell because the B after M is not pronounced. Bombshell. Just like you say bomb, not bomb. Bombing, no. You say bombing. And then bombed, no. You say bombed. So it's bomb, bombing, bombed. And this one, bombshell. Let's get to the next one, and it's right here. It's also a noun, and it refers to the origin, that is the point that I'm trying to drive here is about verb and noun. Sometimes we have partial changes in pronunciation. So The noun which is with us right here, this word, don't say derivation. Please avoid it. It refers to the origin or the development of a word or something else. But please, in pronunciation, you say derivation. Derivation. Don't say derivation. The verb is derive, but the noun is derivation. Just like deprive, deprivation, not deprivation. Deprive, deprivation, recite, recitation, invite, invitation, combine, combination. Tricky, but we have to get them right, especially when we learn and get ready to learn. Now, this one, can you say it? This word gives people problems because we hear a lot of avocado, avocado, and all those other versions of pronunciations. Now, you say avocado. Simply avocado. Avoid avocado, avocado, and all that. Now, let's get straight to our feedback. And we have Cindy Bet of Eldoret. You say delicious. Delicious. A delicious meal. Not delicious, not delicious. Delicious. Then we have Paul Mwaura Kamau. Paul, you say maelstrom. You also say beguile and effrontery. Effrontery. Now, your next word, oh, that one I can't say it well, but, oh, I have now seen it. You say tortoise, tortoise. It's a word I focused on or I handled recently, but please, repeating is not bad. Tortoise. Now, let's go to Dr. Anset Kituku of Kangundo, Machakos. You say fundamental. Fundamental. I know this word has so many versions, but please just say fundamental in English. And then we have superintendent. Then your last word, quarantine. Quarantine. This word is commonly used during this period, but please just say quarantine, whether it functions as a verb or as a noun. Now we have Maurice Murithi of Kiambu. You say stadium. Stadium. Avoid stadium. Stadium, stadium when you are in a career of serious communication. Just pronounce it correctly, just pronounce it well. You say stadium. Well, we have Nelly Lumumba. You say savage, and then salvage, and sacotage. Your last word, sacotage. Not very common. That is S-U-C-C-O-T-A-S-H. Sacotage. Then we have Abu Salim. You say pronunciation. Pronunciation. Don't say pronunciation. It's pronoun. You are right. Then we have Suleiman Aidan or Suleiman Adan of Mandera Takaba. You say effect, both as a noun and as a verb. Effect. Now we have John Sifuna Wanyonyi of Bungoma. You say requisite. Requisite. Don't say requisite and requisite. Say requisite. And the second one, requisition. Requisition. Then we have Mwangi Wagidhaka of Kerugoya. You say pharmaceuticals, but you can also say pharmaceuticals. So ceuticals or suticals. Please use them as alternatives. And then your second word, anesthesiology. Anesthesiology. Get it right. Pandit Olum Justus, you say asylum. Erstwhile, just like the name, Ernest, not Ernest. Ernest. Erstwhile, and then you have the last word, Ustasha. Ustasha, tricky. Then Mark Kipsang of Uasin Gishu, diastema, diastema or diastema. And then, please, we have Sami Mwada, Mwalimu Newton, Lucky Mudai, Mary Anyango, and Dennis Sitote. There is also Makambo Nyangoje. Please keep it up because you are watching KTN and it's Mind Your Language. Let's now get straight to our surprise word for tonight. The surprise word is right here. Common but tricky. What you avoid is dowry. Don't say dowry. No. You say dowry. Dowry. To pay dowry, not dowry. Now, the confusing words. Common but tricky. The first one, that is the upper word, W-A-N. W-A-N. You say won. One. That is an adjective and it means looking pale and weak, like a worn face, one face. But the lower word is the past tense of the verb win, win, to win. But please, don't say won. They won the match? No. You say they won. So the upper one is won, the lower word is won. Won, won, not the other way around. Now, let's get to the much asked about words, and they're right here. Somebody asked me, after the last week's show, somebody asked me, are you serious, Willis, that we say geometry and not geometry? Then I told the person, please just go and check, because checking helps you to get accurate information for the sake of definite knowledge. So please, this combining form, the GEO, that combining form from Greek, you give it the sounding geo, geo in these words. So you say geography, geology, geometry, not geography or geography, geology, geometry, no. Geography, geology, and geometry. That is the way to go. Now, finally, it's that part that many people love, and that is those who want to know how to use the pronunciation guides that are used in good dictionaries to know how to pronounce an English word. So, tonight we have our, the sounding our. So, the symbols are right here at the top, and please remember it is a glide on 3 vowel sounds, what you may technically call triphthong. So it's just like in the word flower, 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 and tower. So the our representation of that sounding is right here in terms of phonetic transcription. That is the symbols of the sounds. It would help you to know how to pronounce a word. And sometimes for teachers and all those people who are handling learners, you'd know when even to tell which words are homophones, which words are homographs or whatever, because you'd know how to check these symbols. It happens, but nobody knows everything, not even Willis, that is myself. Otherwise, when you want to get the actual pronunciations the way you've done it tonight, always just ensure that you watch KTN, that is Friday Briefing. The segment is Mind Your Language, and I'll do it for you, all the words that you send in throughout the week. And if you want to interact with me through the, what we call, you know what I'm talking about once I've flashed this card, that is on Twitter. The handle is at Willice Ochieng 1. It's that time now that I have to take you back to the tough team in Nairobi, because right here I've also had that tough cameraman, Fred Moturi. For me and from me, it's back to Nairobi.
Thank you, Willis, for that. Of course, you're also tough and hot, right? That's how he says it, Jesse.
I think I'd say that especially in pronunciation, not in any other thing.
All right, well, it's a wrap here on Friday Briefing. Thank you very much for joining us and trusting us. I'm Ashley Mazuri, our sign language interpreter is Marisha Witi.
And I'm Jesse Rogers. Have yourself a good night.